Hello everyone. So today we are in conversation with the author of young adult novel Friends with Summer. So I welcome you all to meet our guest author Jyoti Singh. So Jyoti, please introduce.
Hi. Hey Vishal, thank you for having me. And hey everyone, this is Jyoti Singh. I'm the author of the young adult novel called Friends with Summer. Over to you, Vishal.
Yeah. So Jyoti, my first question to you is what really inspired you to write this book? And the most of all, what was your journey up to the point of writing this book? What did you do in life? Just tell us about that.
Okay, well, first of all, if I have to talk about me, then first of all, I would like to tell you that I'm just a very laid back person and I really don't talk much about myself. But since you're asking, okay, first of all, as a kid, I was a very fiery person always and wasn't very sporty and didn't talk that much. I did not like to talk. But yes, I used to be in my thoughts all the time. And, people used to think that maybe there's something wrong with her. Why is she so depressed? Why does she have that? About the resting bitch face. I used to have that.
Okay.
Yeah, to have that. People used to think, oh my god, why is she so sad? I was like, I was just lost in my thoughts all the time. And then engineering happened. Then I studied mechanical engineering, and there was this, something happened that somehow I landed up in a classroom of 60 to 70 boys, and I was the only girl there.
Okay.
And so, so happened, and so it was weird in the starting. In the beginning, it was very weird for me. I never used to talk to the guys, but slowly after my second year, I just made up my mind that okay, we have to socialize. We have to. So
Yeah.
now I have friends who still with me, and okay, then I have worked in real estate, and I've worked as a news anchor and a reporter too, briefly. So that's all about me.
So that's a really, really impressive resume. When I look at your book, it really gives me chill vibes. And I feel like the cover itself is speaks for the that same feeling. So, what was your motive and what was your intention behind creating this book and this cover and this name and what is the whole story of this book, especially? What is it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the vibe that I was going for. But the funny thing is, I didn't really have anything in my mind when I started writing the book because back in my mind somewhere I had this feeling that I wanted to write a book, but I never knew what it was going to be. So just one day, when the lockdown happened, it actually gave me the time and the seclusion to allow myself to be able to sit with myself and write down my thoughts. And I was just waiting कि यार maybe ab main ruk jaungi, but it didn't happen. I kept writing and writing, and before I knew it, I had written almost 50,000 words, and that
Wow.
came as a surprise to even myself. I never thought that I could write that much. And when I ended writing it, when everything was done, then I felt like, okay, this is something serious. This is something that I really, I
Mhm.
didn't know about myself, but I can do it. Uh, so that happened.
That's really an awesome story about this.
So, Vishal, I wanted to ask you something. Everybody knows, I mean, your viewers know that you're a best-selling author, so congratulations on that.
Thank
But
you.
besides, I I actually wanted to know who is this person called Vishal Ved? Who are you at the core? I think I and the audience wants to know about that.
Okay. So, if I want to talk about me, like it's the journey of an entrepreneur. So for the last 6 years, I've been working on different things. Okay. So first I started with I started working in a satellite project in my college and it was a college team and I was working there. Then I realized like I wanted to do something on my own. So that I started inventing, products and all. So I even launched one of my products in the market and it was launched by a Gujarati manufacturer. And after that, my college, gave me like $20,000 scholarship and sent me to UC Berkeley, which is like world's topmost university. So I studied there for 6 months. I was in Silicon Valley. There I met a lot of amazing people, lots of entrepreneurs, even some billionaires and many millionaires. Okay. So then my mindset started to develop towards entrepreneurship and everything. I even worked on a few startups there. I raised funding for one and even lost after a while. And my team just literally broke apart after that moment. Okay. So I thought like now I wanted to do something where, I don't want to include any investors into that part. Okay. And I felt like I could write, because I was really fascinated by sci-fi movies and I also enjoyed writing. So I thought like writing could be a good shot, if I just give it a try for 6 months and all. So I started writing, and after a while I became, this became a part of my daily life. I was in my fourth year and I was writing every single day. I was, taking time out of my schedule, and I was doing, I was literally cutting off on all other things to write this book, and it took me 9 months to complete to Marcus. And all the learnings that I had in the past from entrepreneurship and my own struggles and ups and downs. So I try to portray everything into this book in the form of like alien life. There is the good thing about my book is there is not even a single human being in this, like, in this book. This is world's only sci-fi fantasy novel with no humans, and that is extremely difficult to write. If you just think about writing a fiction book, that itself takes a lot of efforts and time and everything. But this book is something, it took like even more efforts than a regular book would, a regular novel and something would take, right? So this is about me
Yes.
and my book. Yeah.
So that's actually really cool. Yeah, you're a pretty accomplished person for your age. Really. I
Thank
don't
you.
know yaar tu aage kya karega, but you're already so accomplished.
Thank you.
uh,
So
so
I have a question for you, Jyoti. My question to you is like, it's more like a funny kind of question. What is the most unconventional benefit of, becoming an author, and have your readers ever hit on you?
well, okay. It's okay. I'm not bragging or anything, but guys used to hit on me even before friends with summer happened. But the style has changed now. Okay, they say things like, okay, when I tell them, okay, I have written this book, they will tell me, okay, yeah, I write shairi and
Okay. So
I
now like authors are rating on you. No,
I
I'm
didn't
saying
get that.
like now like other writers and authors are rating on you, it seems.
I can't say. I really don't know. But yes, लोगों का hit करने का style change हो गया है. पहले बस पूछते थे do you want to go on a date or something? But now they say, okay, I've written this shairi, I've written this poem for you, and they sing sometimes. So I feel
Okay.
flattered.
Uh, yeah, actually this happens with almost all the authors. I coach a lot of authors. I have like hundreds of authors, and this is the problem with almost every one of them.
Yeah. So, as much as I know about you, you're really interested in the sci-fi stuff and the supernatural stuff and aliens,
Yeah.
UFOs. So, where does that come from? I mean, where does that interest root from? Did something happen in your life that you saw something or something happened? What was it?
Okay. So the interest for sci-fi was from the movies. So from my childhood, I started watching Hollywood movies. I was really fascinated by them. I did not read very much, like novels and all, but I was fascinated by movies. And soon after movies, I started to, incline towards aliens and supernatural stuff. And from there, I literally watched almost every alien movies online, which I could find. And soon my interest it started to, explode into that area. And I started to read about ancient aliens and all the alien research that has been done till now. I mean, like they tell you about aliens are not a myth; it's actually a real thing, and they have been visiting us for like thousands of years, and they are actually controlling our planet and all these kind of things that you know. So there are actually researchers, like so many researchers over this topic. They are actually doing research. So they actually tell you all those stuff, and that's really cool. So I was really fascinated, and just like 7 to 8 months ago, I actually saw a spaceship myself. It was like almost 20, 30,000 feet above, and it was literally hovering. It was hovering just 1 kilometer away from my home, and I was really stunned. Me and my sister were on the terrace, and I actually filmed it. I filmed it, and the video is still on my like Instagram stories. So if you go, you can see it's I think the tag is like UFO or something like that. So yeah, I'm
Oh yeah.
really passionate about this, aliens and